In this video, I'm going to walk you through the anatomy of a business divorce and what to expect when it ends up in court. I'm talking about the timeline, the cost, and the emotional toll that comes with dissolving a partnership. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what happens at each stage of this process so you can protect yourself, your money, and your sanity. I'm Santiago Cueto, board-certified international business law expert and best-selling author based right here in Miami, Florida. I've guided business owners through some of the ugliest partnership breakups you can imagine, and I want to share what I've learned so you don't walk into this blind. All right, let me paint a picture for you. Two people start a business together. They're excited. They trust each other. They shake hands. Maybe they sign an operating agreement. Maybe they don't. Fast forward 5 years, one partner feels like they're doing all the work. The other one feels like they're being pushed out. Resentment builds, communication breaks down, and now they're sitting across from each other in a conference room with lawyers on both sides. This is a business divorce, and just like a marriage divorce, it gets personal real fast. Now, here's what most people don't realize. The legal system was not designed to move quickly on these matters. Courts are backed up, discovery takes time, and valuation fights drag on. Every single day that passes, the meter is running. So before you file anything, you need to understand what you're stepping into. The first thing I tell clients who sit down in my office is this: prepare for a marathon, not a sprint. If someone tells you this will be wrapped up in 60 days, they're not being straight with you. The average business dissolution case takes anywhere from 12 to 24 months, if not longer. A lot depends on how cooperative the other side is. And in my experience, cooperation is rarely the first instinct. Let me break down the timeline so you know what to expect. The first phase is the filing itself. One partner initiates the action. This could be a petition for dissolution, a buyout demand, or a lawsuit alleging breach of fiduciary duty. That filing sets everything in motion. The other side gets served, they respond, and now you're in the system. The second phase is discovery, and this is where both sides start exchanging documents, financial records, emails, text messages, bank statements, tax returns. This phase alone can take anywhere from 3 to 6 months, sometimes longer, especially when one partner has been less than transparent with the books. I've seen other cases where discovery turns into a full forensic accounting investigation. That adds more time and more costs. Now, the third phase is valuation. What is the business actually worth? This is where expert witnesses come in. Both sides will hire their own valuation expert and can almost guarantee those two experts will come up with very different numbers. That disagreement has to be resolved either through negotiation or at trial. The fourth phase is either settlement or trial. Most cases settle before trial, but the road to settlement is paved with months of back and forth. If it does go to trial, add another several months to the timeline. The judge has to hear testimony, review evidence, and issue a ruling. That ruling might not come for weeks after the trial ends. Now let's talk about money, because this is where it gets painful. Attorney fees in a business divorce can range from tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it depends on the complexity of the business, the number of assets involved, and how contentious the dispute becomes. Every deposition costs money. Every motion costs money. Every phone call with your lawyer costs money. Then you have expert fees. That valuation expert I mentioned earlier, they're not cheap. Forensic accountants aren't cheap either. And if you need a business appraiser, an industry expert, or a financial analyst, each one adds to the bill. Now here's what catches most people off guard. The cost isn't just financial. There's also the opportunity cost. While you're wrapped up in litigation, you're not focused on running the business. Revenue can dip, employees can get nervous. Clients, they start looking elsewhere. The very thing you're fighting for can lose value while you're fighting over it. I always tell my clients to think about the total cost of litigation, not just what you're paying your lawyer, but what the dispute is costing your business every single day it stays unresolved. Now, if this is hitting home for you, do me a favor and hit that like button right now and subscribe to this channel. I put out videos like this every week to help business owners protect themselves. One click helps more people find this content. Now here's the part nobody warns about, the emotional toll. A business partnership is a relationship. You built something together. You took risks together. You celebrated wins together. And when that relationship falls apart, it hurts. It doesn't matter how tough you think you are. When your former business partner accuses you of mismanagement or fraud in a legal filing, that cuts deep. I've watched grown adults break down in my office, not because of the money, but because of the betrayal, because someone they trusted turned into an adversary. The emotional weight follows you home. It affects your sleep. It affects your other relationships, and it affects your ability to think clearly about the very decisions you need to be making. And here's the dangerous part. When emotions run high, people make really bad decisions. They reject reasonable settlement offers out of spite. They spend $50,000 fighting over a $10,000 issue. They want to win so badly that they lose sight of what winning actually looks like. My job is to keep clients focused on the outcome, not the emotion. But I'll be honest with you, this is a lot easier said than done. Now, the best thing you could do is acknowledge that this process will be emotionally draining and put support systems in place early. Get some exercise. Lean on trusted friends. Do not let the litigation consume your entire life. All right, so what can you do to protect yourself? Let me give you a few things to keep in mind. First, get your documents in order before you file. Gather every financial records, contracts, and communication you can find. The more organized you are going in, the less time and money you'll spend during discovery. And second, understand your operating agreement inside and out. If you have one, that document will dictate a lot of what happens next. It may contain buyout provisions, dispute resolution clauses, or valuation methods that are already agreed upon. If you don't have an operating agreement, that's a big problem. It means the court will apply Florida default state law, and that might not be in your favor. And third, consider mediation before litigation. A skilled mediator can sometimes resolve these disputes in a fraction of the time and the cost. Mediation isn't always possible, especially when trust is completely broken down. But when it does work, it saves everyone a tremendous amount of pain. And fourth, hire an attorney who specializes in business disputes. This is not the time for a generalist. You need someone who understands corporate governance, fiduciary duties, and business valuation. Someone who has been through this process dozens of times and knows where the landmines are. And fifth, manage your expectations from day one. This process will take longer than you want. It will cost you more than you expect, and it will test your patience in more ways than you can imagine. Accepting that reality up front will help you make better decisions along the way. And here's the bottom line. A business divorce is one of the most difficult things a business owner can go through. It is expensive, it is time-consuming, and it takes an emotional toll that most people underestimate. But it doesn't have to destroy you. With the right preparation, the right legal team, and the right mindset, you can get through it and come out the other side ready to build something new. Now, if you find this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next one. Share it with someone who might need to hear this, because the more prepared you are going into business divorce, the better your outcome will be. I'm Santiago Cueto, your Florida business attorney. Be sure to watch more of my videos right here.